I'm Celine and today we're doing a March wrap-up. So I started the month out with In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, which is a nonfiction book. It's a memoir about an abusive lesbian relationship, mostly using the metaphor of a dream house. This was a 4 out of 5 for me. I really enjoyed it. It's really beautifully written. It's a really quick read, but really reads like a novel, which is really great and surprisingly really informative as well, which is always nice. Next I read Indigenous Rights by Chelsea Vowell, which is another nonfiction. It's all about Indigenous issues in Canada, including like the legislations. It was a 5 out of 5 for me. I actually listened to it and then bought the physical copy because there are endnotes in it, there's statistics, there's quotes, there's images. So I really think it should be a required reading for everyone in Canada, but if not, at least give it a try, because I really learned so much. I mean, I don't know anything about Canadian history, so there's that, but there was just so much that I didn't know. Basically, I didn't know anything. So yeah, just really eye-opening and really worth the read. It really made me want to do more and learn more and be a better Canadian. Next, I read No Use Escaping, Tomi by Junji Ito, which is a horror manga that follows this like haughty teenage girl that everyone is into, and she gets murdered and then just keeps coming back. Kind of like Jennifer's Body, but it was basically like a collection of all of the different stories following her. So overall I would give it like a 3.5, but each story individually I'd give a 4 out of 5. Just like reading them all one after the other was just a lot. But the artwork is beautiful, the stories are sometimes really, really horrifying. So yeah. Next I read Highway of Tears by Jessica McDiarmid, which is another nonfiction about Canadian Indigenous issues. It's about the Highway of Tears, which is a highway that goes mostly through BC and Alberta, I believe, where mostly Indigenous women and girls go missing and get murdered. And this has been happening since at the very least the 80s. And what's been done about it, you ask? Oh, absolutely nothing. This part of Canadian history I did know a little bit about. I'd heard about it, obviously, but I really didn't know anything, and so this was really eye-opening and really depressing. So yeah, really an important read, but a really, really hard one as well. So Highway of Tears was a 4.5 out of 5 for me. Next I read Can't You Sleep, Little Bear by Martin Waddell, which is a little tiny book for little kids. It's about a little bear keeps trying to fall asleep but can't, and so its parent, Big Bear, keeps trying to help it fall asleep. And it's really cute. The illustrations are adorable. I loved it. 5 out of 5. Yeah. Next I read Beloved by Toni Morrison, which is a 4 out of 5 for me. Follows the story of an escaped slave and her daughter, and both of them are haunted by her other daughter who she killed. Really moving, really beautiful story. It's beautifully written. It's about a part of history that I don't know much about. It was my first Toni Morrison as well, so that was fun. And I mostly listened to the audiobook as well, which was narrated by Toni Morrison herself. A great book. Next I read Blanc by Anton Chekhov. Small book of 3 short stories. You might have seen it in my last video. It's actually the only book out of that video that I managed to read in the 10 days. Yeah, so it was a collection of 3 stories, which were Blanc, Gestanke, and Tristesse. So Blanc is about a little dog who keeps foiling this wolf's plans to eat, and she's starving. It's pretty cute. And then Gestanke follows a dog whose owners kind of treat her like crap, and she finds a new owner, and will she stay? Stay tuned to find out. And then the last one is Tristesse, which is about a man who loses his son and just really needs someone to talk to about it, and no one will listen. And Blanc was a 3.5 out of 5. They were well written and they were fun, but probably not something I would go towards again. So the next book I read was Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall, which is another nonfiction, so I guess this was a big month for learning for me. Hood Feminism is nonfiction, as I said. It talks about feminism, obviously, but mostly the feminism and the parts of feminism that white feminism often forgets, honestly myself included, so this was really informative and was a 4 out of 5 for me. The last book I read this month was Dear Laura by Gemma Amor, and it is a horror novella, I want to say, because it is quite short. It follows Laura, who at 13, her best friend goes missing, and ever since then, every year on her birthday, she gets a letter asking her to do some really weird, creepy thing in exchange for information about her missing friend. It was a really good read. I'd give it 3.5 out of 5. There were just some moments where I think there were kind of plot holes or things that didn't really add up, but otherwise there were some really horrifying moments. I liked the writing style, it was fun, and yeah. So that concludes my March wrap-up. If you've read any of these books, please let me know what you thought. If you intend to read any of these books, let me know. And if there's anything you'd like me to review or read, please let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.